The moment you've been waiting for is finally here. A powerful celestial shift is unfolding, one that will awaken something deep within you. This moon isn't just another phase in the sky. It's a cosmic alarm, ringing through the universe, demanding your attention. Those who ignore it will miss a rare opportunity. Those who embrace it will step into a higher state of awareness. The energy is building. You may not see it yet, but soon you'll feel it in every fiber of your being. This moon is more than light in the night sky. It's a messenger, a force, a key that unlocks hidden truths about your path, your purpose, and the unseen forces guiding you. But why now? Why this moon? And what does it mean for you? Keep watching, because the answers you're about to hear may change everything. Above us, the universe is in motion, orchestrating a shift that few truly understand. This isn't just a moon phase. It's a gateway, a rare cosmic event that carries the weight of transformation. The moon, in its silent journey, aligns with forces unseen, amplifying the energy flowing through the cosmos. It's like the tide being pulled by an invisible force, except this time, the pull isn't just on the oceans, it's on you. It stirs emotions, awakens dormant truths, and reveals what has been hidden beneath the surface of your soul. Symbolically, this moon represents release and renewal. Just as the night gives way to dawn, this celestial moment urges you to let go of what no longer serves you. Old wounds, heavy doubts, the illusions that have kept you bound. But why now? Because the universe is speaking, calling for alignment. You may feel restless, uncertain, even emotional. These are signs that the energy is working through you. Ignoring it means resisting change. Embracing it means stepping into a higher version of yourself. Life moves in cycles, much like the moon. There are moments when everything feels still, predictable, even comfortable. Then, without warning, something unsettles the rhythm. A whisper in the back of your mind, a sensation that things cannot stay the same. It's as if the universe is nudging you, urging you to pay attention. Think about the patterns that have shaped your life, the habits you fall into, the relationships that drain or uplift you, the thoughts that repeat in your mind, shaping the way you see yourself and the world. Have you ever wondered why certain struggles keep resurfacing? Why, despite your efforts, you find yourself trapped in the same emotional cycles? The moon, in its quiet wisdom, reflects a truth we often ignore. Transformation isn't about forcing change. It's about surrendering to it. Just as the moon surrenders to its phases, growing and waning without resistance, you too are being called to release what no longer serves you. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean. You can feel the pull of the waves, an undeniable force that urges you forward. But stepping into the unknown is terrifying. The comfort of the shore is familiar, safe, and yet, deep down, you know you weren't meant to stay in one place forever. Right now, this moon is mirroring that very moment in your life. It's illuminating what you've been avoiding. Maybe it's the job that no longer inspires you, the relationship that feels more like a weight than a source of joy, the fear that keeps you from stepping fully into your purpose. Whatever it is, this energy is bringing it to the surface, not to break you, but to free you. Change isn't easy. Letting go of something, even when we know it's necessary, can feel like losing a part of ourselves. But holding on to what's already meant to fade is even more painful. The universe is asking you, what are you afraid to release? Take a moment to reflect. What emotions are rising in you right now? Is it resistance, fear, maybe even a quiet sense of relief? That feeling, that reaction, is the key. It's pointing you to what needs your attention most. This isn't about forcing an answer or making a sudden decision. It's about awareness. The first step to any transformation is seeing things as they truly are. The moon doesn't rush to become full, nor does it cling to its light when it's time to wane. It simply follows its path, trusting the cycle. And so must you. You don't have to know every step ahead. You just have to take the first one. Right now, the energy surrounding this moon is like a river, strong and unyielding. You can fight against the current, exhausting yourself with resistance, or you can learn to move with it. Trust it. Let it carry you to where you're meant to be. Change begins with awareness, but transformation requires action, and not the kind of action that comes from panic or desperation. True change happens when you make a choice, not out of fear, but out of clarity. This is what the universe is offering you now. A moment to see your life without the filters of doubt, past regrets, or outside expectations. Think about the thoughts that fill your mind daily, the silent beliefs that shape your choices. Are they leading you forward, or are they keeping you stuck? You may not even realize how much power they hold over you. Like an old song playing softly in the background, they become so familiar that you stop questioning the lyrics. But those words, those beliefs, are shaping your reality. Take a step back. Observe them. When you tell yourself, "I can't," who told you that? When you say, "I'm not ready," where did that doubt begin? Every fear, every hesitation has a root, and once you find it, you can release it. This moon is calling you to rewrite the script, to stop living by the echoes of old fears, and to start choosing your own narrative. But that won't happen by accident. It takes intention, a conscious decision to step into the unknown, even when it feels uncomfortable. Think of a caterpillar before it becomes a butterfly. At some point, it stops crawling. It builds a cocoon, retreating into the darkness. From the outside, it looks like nothing is happening. But inside, everything is breaking down. Old structures dissolving, making way for something new. If you were to cut the cocoon open too soon, you'd find nothing but a shapeless form, a being in transition. But if you wait, if you trust the process, the transformation completes itself. This is where you are, the in-between, the space where the old is fading, but the new hasn't fully arrived. And that can feel unsettling. But just like the butterfly, you're not meant to rush this process. You're meant to allow it. But how do you surrender without losing control? How do you trust when fear keeps whispering that you'll fall? The answer isn't in doing more. It's in becoming still enough to hear what's already within you. Take a breath. Right now, in this moment, let yourself feel the weight you've been carrying, the expectations, the fears, the stories that were never yours to hold. And ask yourself, what would happen if I let go? You don't have to carry everything. Some things were meant to be set down. Now is the time to choose. Will you hold on to the familiar, even if it keeps you trapped? Or will you dare to step into the unknown, trusting that something greater is waiting? Your path isn't behind you. It isn't in the past, in the old memories, or the regrets that haunt you. Your path is ahead, and it's opening right now. Are you ready to take the first step? The first step is always the hardest, not because you lack strength, but because stepping into the unknown means leaving behind what is familiar. Even if that familiarity is painful, it's something you've known, and the mind clings to what it knows. But this moon is not asking you to leap into the void without direction. It's asking you to trust that there is something beyond your current perception, to see beyond the walls you've built around yourself, to recognize that the discomfort you feel isn't a punishment, it's a sign of growth. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast forest. The path ahead is dim, unfamiliar. Behind you is a road you've walked 1,000 times before, worn and predictable. The choice seems obvious. Stay where it's safe. But something deep within you stirs, whispering that the path ahead holds something greater, a new version of yourself, waiting to be discovered. The question is, will you listen? There is no transformation without release. If you want to step into this new energy, you must let go of what has kept you rooted in old cycles. That might mean releasing old habits, self-doubt, or even people who no longer align with your journey. But letting go isn't always about loss. It's about making space. When trees shed their leaves, they aren't dying. They're preparing for renewal. When the moon fades into darkness, it isn't disappearing. It's making way for the light to return. So, what do you need to release? Maybe it's the fear that if you change, you'll lose the people around you. Maybe it's the belief that you're not worthy of the things you desire. Or maybe it's the guilt of wanting more when you've been taught to settle. Whatever it is, this moon is showing you that holding on will only delay the inevitable. Change is coming. The only question is whether you will resist it or embrace it. You are not meant to stay in one place forever. Growth requires movement, expansion, a willingness to stretch beyond what you once believed was possible. So, take a moment now. Breathe in deeply. Feel the weight of everything you've been carrying. The stories you've told yourself, the emotions you've suppressed, the dreams you've put on hold. And with your next breath, release. Not all at once, not with force, but with trust. Let go of one small fear, one small doubt, one small hesitation. Because the path is already opening for you. The energy is shifting in your favor, and everything you need is already within you. The question is not whether you're ready. The question is, will you choose to step forward? There is a moment in every journey where hesitation creeps in. A voice inside whispers, "What if I fail? What if I'm not strong enough? What if everything falls apart?" This moment is crucial, not because the fear is real, but because it's testing you. It's asking, do you trust yourself enough to move forward anyway? You see, fear is not the enemy. It's a companion on the road to transformation. It only appears when you are stepping beyond your comfort zone. If you weren't growing, if you weren't on the verge of something greater, fear wouldn't even exist. But here's the secret. Fear doesn't stop you. Doubt doesn't stop you. Resistance doesn't stop you. You stop you. So what if, instead of letting fear hold you back, you allowed it to guide you? What if every moment of doubt became a signal that you are exactly where you need to be? Think of the moon as it moves through its phases. It doesn't hesitate. It doesn't resist the process. It doesn't ask if it's ready. It simply follows its cycle, knowing that each phase has a purpose. And just like the moon, you are in a phase of transformation. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to see the entire path. You just need to trust that this moment, right now, is leading you somewhere powerful. So how do you move forward when fear feels overwhelming? The answer isn't in pushing it away. It's in understanding it. Sit with your fear. Acknowledge it. Ask yourself, what is this fear trying to teach me? Because hidden beneath it is something important, something that, once understood, will lose its grip on you. Maybe it's the fear of failure, but what if failure is just another step towards success? Maybe it's the fear of judgment, but what if people's opinions have nothing to do with your destiny? Maybe it's the fear of letting go, but what if releasing the past is the only way to make room for what's meant for you. The truth is, transformation is not about eliminating fear. It's about moving forward despite it. It's about choosing faith over doubt, trust over hesitation. And this moon is here to remind you that the universe is on your side. The energy surrounding you right now is not random. It's a force of renewal, a cosmic invitation to step into your higher self. But you must say yes. Yes to your own growth. Yes to your own healing. Yes to becoming the person you were always meant to be. And that doesn't happen all at once. It happens in small moments, in tiny choices, in the quiet decision to believe in yourself just a little more each day. So tonight, as you look up at the moon, let it be a reminder, a symbol of what is possible, a reflection of your own ability to transform. You are not the same person you were yesterday, and you won't be the same person tomorrow. Every breath you take, every thought you shift, every step you choose, it's all leading you forward. The universe has already set things in motion. The only thing left is for you to step into it. Will you? There comes a moment in every transformation when the choice becomes clear. Not just in thought, not just in reflection, but in action. This is that moment. Up until now, you've been standing at the threshold, feeling the pull of something greater yet hesitant to step forward. The weight of the past still lingers. The uncertainty of the future looms like a shadow. But deep down, you already know what must be done. This moon is not just another phase in the sky. It's a mirror reflecting back to you the power you've been carrying all along. It is the final whisper before the breakthrough, the last push before the leap. Everything you have been feeling, every sign, every restless moment has been leading to this. The universe is waiting, but it cannot choose for you. So the question remains, will you claim the life that is calling you? Think about it. How many times have you silenced the voice inside you? How many moments of clarity have you brushed aside, convincing yourself that the time wasn't right, that you weren't ready? But if not now, when? Every great shift in life begins with a single decision. I will not stay the same. And that choice, that decision, is more powerful than anything that has ever held you back. Because the moment you decide, the universe moves, doors open, energy shifts, opportunities appear that were once invisible. You don't have to see the entire path ahead. You only need to take the step in front of you. What does that step look like for you? Maybe it's speaking your truth after years of silence. Maybe it's finally letting go of a past that no longer serves you. Maybe it's choosing yourself, fully, unapologetically, without hesitation. Whatever it is, this moon is your moment to act. There is no more waiting, no more doubting, no more postponing your destiny. The energy is here. The shift is happening. And whether you move with it or resist it, change will come. So what will you do? Let this be the night you remember as the night everything changed. The night you stepped into your own power. The night you said yes to your own transformation. Look up at the sky. Feel the pull of the universe. Let it remind you that you are not small. You are not powerless. You are not meant to live a life of hesitation and regret. You are meant to shine. And now, it's time. Tonight, make a promise to yourself. I will not stay in the past. I will not hold myself back. I will move forward with trust, with strength, with certainty. Because everything you desire is already reaching for you. You only need to reach back. Everything you've heard today is not just words. It's a message, a sign, a direct call from the universe telling you that change is not coming. It's already here. The energy of this moon is moving through your life right now, stirring something deep within you. And you can feel it, can't you? That pull towards something greater, that quiet knowing that the life you've been living is no longer enough. You've stood at this crossroads before. Maybe you ignored it last time. Maybe you convinced yourself that you weren't ready, that you needed more time, more certainty, more proof. But time is an illusion. There is only now. This is your moment. The question is, will you step forward? Transformation does not come wrapped in comfort. It comes in moments like these, when your heart races, when your soul whispers, when you know, deep down, that staying where you are is no longer an option. So take a deep breath. Right here, right now. Feel everything you've been carrying. The doubts, the fears, the hesitations. Feel the weight of them. And now, let them go. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now the universe doesn't operate on human timelines. It doesn't wait for the perfect conditions. It moves in divine timing. And right now, that timing is aligning for you. The energy of this moon is opening a doorway, but you have to choose to step through it. And stepping through doesn't mean you have to have all the answers. It doesn't mean you have to be fearless. It simply means you have to say yes. Yes to the unknown. Yes to your own growth. Yes to finally living in alignment with who you were always meant to be. Because if you don't say yes now, when will you? Think about that. How many times have you put off your own happiness, waiting for a sign, waiting for permission, waiting for the perfect moment? This is your sign. This is your permission. This is your moment. And if something inside you is resisting, if you're still telling yourself, I don't know if I can do this, remember this, you wouldn't feel called to change if you weren't meant for something greater. The very fact that you are here, right now, listening to this, means that your soul is ready, even if your mind isn't. So here's what I want you to do. First, take one small step tonight. Just one. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. Maybe it's journaling about what's been holding you back. Maybe it's making a decision you've been avoiding. Maybe it's speaking a truth you've been too afraid to say out loud. Whatever it is, commit to it, right now. And if you're ready to declare it, if you're ready to put your energy behind this transformation, comment below. Tell me what you're releasing. Tell me what you're stepping into. Say it out loud. Write it down. Make it real. Because the moment you declare it, the energy begins to shift. And if you felt this message, if it stirred something in you, then trust that someone else needs to hear it too. Share it. Let this energy ripple outward. Let it reach the people who are also standing on the edge of their own transformation, waiting for a sign. And if you haven't yet, subscribe, because this is just the beginning. The universe is always speaking, always sending messages, always aligning events to guide you where you're meant to be. And together, we're going to keep uncovering those messages. In the next video, we'll dive even deeper into the hidden forces shaping your reality, into the cosmic shifts preparing you for what's next. And trust me, you won't want to miss it. But for now, just know this. You are not alone. You are not lost. You are exactly where you need to be. The only thing left to do is step forward.